Hello everyone, this is Elijah Wells and today's review is Kenneth Branagh's new movie, Belfast. Taking place primarily around late 60s to early 70s Belfast, Northern Ireland, in the midst of the early days of the Troubles, the movie is about a working class family who are practicing Protestant Christians who live right in the middle of the Belfast suburbs. The movie is basically about a little kid, presumably 10 or 11, named Buddy, who navigates his way around Belfast, again in the midst of the Troubles, with his father, who works in England and only visits him during the weekends, and as well as the entire family contemplating whether they should leave to England as the Troubles are beginning to brew. As someone who is interested in Northern Ireland politics, particularly in the Troubles, this was going to be a very interesting movie because I have visited Northern Ireland before and I actually made a video about it like 3-4 years ago now. Yeah, I might put a link down below because it's definitely one of the most politically and historically one of the most interesting countries I've ever been to. And also this was, I watched this like a day after the 50 years after the infamous Bloody Sunday massacre, which I don't want to go in great details about it, but it is one of the darkest and bleakest chapters of Britain post-World War II. And this was also Kenneth Branagh's most personal film, since apparently he grew up in Northern Ireland, but of course he fled Northern Ireland after the midst of the conflict that was happening back then. The writing and directing of Kenneth Branagh is brilliant in the movie, but what really sells it is the acting of sure if I completely butcher this name, it's Catherine Reno Braff, who plays the mother in the movie, who is known for Outlander, the series that my mum watches. There's also brilliant performances by Jamie Dornan, Judi Dench, as well as the 11-year-old actor Jude Hill, who apparently this is his debut film, which is very interesting because he actually does a really amazing job as a boy who could not comprehend all this fighting, all this chaos that's happening around him in Northern Ireland, or just basically having a really inconvenient childhood. And of course the music as well, which consists of soundtracks both old and new from a Belfast native, Van Morrison. I did say in a couple of videos ago, I think one of the Golden Globe ones, like he was in trouble like last year, mostly due to his anti-lockdown anthems and his anti-vax songs. He got so bad that he was effectively sued by the Northern Ireland government. So yeah, but the song I really liked was the opening song, which basically shows over a montage of modern day Belfast. It's basically a song Down to Joy, which I actually really liked. It's not exactly a brown-eyed girl, but again a very decent, very breezy song, something you expect something from Van Morrison. There are other aspects in the film I really like besides the writing, directing, acting and the soundtrack of the film. Is the incredibly chaotic opening scene. Like, there was this scene literally in the beginning of the film where a bunch of Protestants literally pull a riot into the suburbs and saying anti-Catholic sentiments and just basically performing a full-blown arson attack. And of course it caused neighbours for the rest of the film to pretty much barricade the entire neighbourhood off from the rest of the city effectively. It is such a chaotic scene because it's all shot again like for most of the film in black and white, but it's like how it's again shot, like how it's like edited, just to like really emphasize like the chaos that's like happening in the movie. And cheese. And also again the movie is like so beautifully shot because the neighborhood again was fell into a curfew, and it has like this very beautiful shot of I think it's depending on what scene it is, it's either one person or three people like with these little torches looking around the neighborhood in case everyone's breaking curfews. Again, contrast that with the pilot being completely black and white, and this is like a completely gorgeous shot for me. Like, I understand why this is getting like a lot of hype, a lot of attention, particularly for the best cinematography awards. Even though it might go to Dune, but I think I could hold out for Belfast because that particular shot, that particular sequence is actually really gorgeous. There was like a legit interesting Easter egg because in the middle of the film, I can't remember where it was, a buddy was reading a Thor comic, and knowing about Kenneth Branagh's filmography, he directed the Thor movie back in 2011, and that this movie was based on his life story, and growing up in Northern Ireland before trouble. So I found out about that. There are two particular scenes that really get my attention. There is a scene where they're in church and the minister does this really harsh and really pre-atmospheric speech about the Falcon Road. It pretty much gets reflected quite a lot in the movie as Buddy draws a literal Falcon Road, like a road going in two directions. Like either he goes to England to be safe, or stays at Belfast to be closer to his friends and family. Like there's going to be like some consequences, regardless of what decision he's going to take. But it kind of sticks with him. There was some. He understands like the complete weight of the situation or where he is. And another scene that really is interesting when a local crime lord meets up with Pa, who's played by Jamie Dornan. It says you need to go for a cause, which is basically a British unionist group, which was again like the IRA, have been blamed mostly for all the war crimes that happened in the Troubles. Again, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because I don't want to have my comment section trying to cancel me just for my historical inaccuracies. Again, I think it really puts attention in the movie because it's a scene where it's basically in the entire film the walls are closing in on his family. Like, kill or be killed or move to a foreign country, mostly to England, but. It's pretty much the longer the conflict becomes into the family's mind, the more they can't really bot it away or push it aside. And there's also a subplot where the family is basically strapped for cash, particularly made facts worse because Jamie Dornan's character works in England and only visits his family like on weekends. And of course, the family is again always a step closer to bankruptcy. So it's a bit of a perfect storm event that's going on. So that's kind of one of the reasons why the family is considering about moving to England. Belfast is a coming-of-age drama that is mostly focusing on the complete dilemma effect that is basically growing up in possibly the most contentious part in British history, and also is boasted largely through great songs by Van Morrison, some gorgeous cinematography, and as well as some great acting and some great screenwriting and great direction, particularly from Kenneth Branagh, and great acting from Judi Dench and Jamie Dornan, and a great introductory performance by Jude Hall. I'm legit feeling an 8 out of 10 for this one. Like, I pretty like this movie despite running in over just over an hour and a half. This is a pretty sweet movie. This is Elijah Wells. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and comment below what you thought about the movie. And this is Elijah Wells, and bye.